What's up, everybody? We are back, episode 2 of the San Francisco Giants OOTP 23 playthrough. So, we are currently at July 1st. We are 41 and 33. We just reached the international free agent signing period. So, we're going to pick up here. Overall, you can see our dichotomy of a team. It's not beautiful. Wow. Yeah, we're horrible on offense. Really good pitching. We have a couple of injuries to report, as you can see here. Alex Cobb just went down a couple days ago with a huge injury. He had been fantastic for us this season. Torn labrum in the shoulder. That's not good. That's probably, his ratings are already pretty borderline here. He was outperforming his FIP quite a bit, but he had 8 quality starts in 12 games. That's fantastic. He had this complete game gem that we ran through. But he had been on such a roll, too. Such a shame. Also had Lamont Wade go down. He was not really hitting. He started to heat up a little bit, but was not hitting. He got a concussion, post-concussion syndrome. He was out for 3 months at the time. Now 6 to 8 weeks. Longoria was he was playing fantastic baseball. He fractured his finger a couple weeks ago. He'll be back in about a week, hopefully. We do have some guys returning from injury, though. Matt Boyd got called up. He made 4 rehab starts. That was enough for me to call him up. So he took Cobb's spot in the rotation as soon as he went down. We wound up making a small pitching change because I noticed we didn't have a long reliever up, so they were trying to use Zach Littell in the long relief role. I didn't really like that. So I went and DFA'd Jose Alvarez, who was really not pitching well. I think he has a shot. He only pitched 12 innings. He had the 8.25 ERA, but the 2.39 whip, and this is a great triple pitch line. So he passed through waivers. He'll be down in the minors. I couldn't get anything in trade for him, so I threw him through waivers. I called up Carlos Martinez, who pitched really well down there in AAA. In the high run environment, he had 128 ERA plus, 73 FIP minus. So he's gonna slide into my long man, and that's pretty much how the pitching's shaping up. Logan Webb and Carlos Rodon have hit a rough batch here the last couple starts. Their ERAs have kind of inflated a bit, but they've still been really steady for us. Disclafani, he's been solid. I would like a little bit more, but whatever. He hasn't been horrible. He's been fine. Alex Wood's been fantastic. Definitely our best pitcher this year. This has been a great run of starts he's been on. And Matt Boyd's been really good in his first 2 starts. I have on an 85 pitch limit right now as he works his way back from that injury. Let's go to the lineup here. We'll sort by WAR here since we're pretty deep into the year. We're 71. What are we? 74 games in. So almost halfway. We have Mike Yastrzemski leading the way in WAR. We had a couple of injuries to our center fielder, so he stepped in for about 11 games and put up a decent zone rating in center field. Pretty good. But yeah, he's been our WAR leader so far. Not that impressive. He's on pace for 3.5, which is solid, but nothing crazy. Yeah, Brandon Belt, he's number 2 in WAR as our first baseman. He's had a really solid season. Nothing to complain about there. He actually was looking to negotiate an extension. Definitely can't do that, so we'll see what happens with him. I would like to keep him around just for, I don't know, it's Brandon Belt. You want to keep him around, but also I can't make decisions based off of emotion as the general manager. So Tommy Estella's been really solid since he's come back from injury. I like that. Joey Bart's been pretty good. The framing's been about league average or about negatable. I don't know what you want to call that, a statistic, but he'll probably start about 120 games. So not too bad. Crawford got hurt for a little bit. I don't know if that was in the last update, but he's been fine. He got off to a really torrid start and he kind of cooled off. Definitely since he came back. Steven Duggar, pretty solid. He's recovered. He's hitting the ball out of the ballpark at least. He got hurt for a bit, but he's back now. Wilmer Flores has been really good. He's batted like pretty middle of the lineup for the most part, and he's not played horribly. So, and his defense at third is not good, but it's passable. Kirk Casale is our backup. He was upset that he wasn't starting for a bit, and he's actually started to heat up a bit. So he might push Bart for a little more playing time there. We have Austin Slater. Looks like he had 8 at bats in this game. Wow. Oh, this is this freaking 20-inning game. I'll get to that in a second, because that literally just happened. And yeah, Slater's come back from his injury and hit much better. So I'm happy with that. Ruff was off to he was one of my better hitters in the first quarter of the season probably, and now he's kind of fallen back into, okay, this is what he really is as a hitter. Against lefties, he's still hitting pretty well. Against righties, he's really cooled off. But as long as he's hitting lefties, that's pretty fine with me. Tyro Estrada has been fine as like our backup infielder. He plays good defense. Like, he's played all over. He's even played some outfield for a little bit when I had a bunch of injuries, but his defense at short's not really there, so probably something to upgrade in the offseason, but he's fine for now. We have Nick Gordon, who hasn't played really well in the field at all, and his bat's really cooled off, so if we have a roster crunch, he might be on his way out, but we will see about that when that time comes. And Jock Peterson's been a huge disappointment. I was really hoping he'd be like a slugger in the middle of the order. He's had 100 at-bats at this point and 161 average and like negative .6 WAR, which is obviously not going to cut it. We'll go to the bullpen here really quick. Jake McGee has been awesome. Look at this. I'll get to this game, actually. This is pretty crazy. Alex Wood had a really good start. Duvall blows the save, and then we wind up going to 20 innings, and we used 5 relievers to get through, 11 innings. McKee shutout. Rogers shutout. Brebbia, very good, 2 1/3. Leone, 2 1/3. And Littell, we wound up winning this, it looks like, in a walk-off double by Joey Bart. So, really crazy game here. That one just happened. So, McGee's been fantastic as our closer. He's not going anywhere there. And the reason I like to keep these guys on actual real contracts, like McGee has guaranteed money for next year, is because if your relievers start getting saves, their arbitration estimates go way up. So if you have some guy who has cost certainty, their price can't go up, obviously. But if I had Duvall closing right now, and he had how many saves McGee has, 19 saves. When I go to arbitration with him eventually, it's going to take that into account and boost up his estimates. So this way I save a lot of money on Duvall. Once he gets later into arbitration, I'll probably use him as the closer. But for now, I like him in this role. He's been really solid. So no complaints there. Tyler Rogers has been awesome. Really, really good. Nice, like 1-2 punch, like hit you from different angles. I know it's just a video game, but still cool to think about. That was I guess it is in real life for the Giants. Zach Littell definitely has pitched a lot better. I know last time we checked in, his FIP was pretty bad. Now he's gotten that all the way down to 3. Still low ERA, so Zach Littell's been awesome. Jarlin Garcia. This was the other guy that I was thinking about when it was between him and what the hell is his name? I don't even know. It was between him or the other guy, and I wound up sticking with Garcia just because his ratings are a little better. He was definitely the worst pitcher, but I mean, I think he can recover and be like a league average lefty. Leone's been a little rough. I think he's been blown up the last couple of outings, so that makes sense. Like, he got 1 out and gave 4 runs, so that'll blow you up a little bit. But his FIP's still solid. Just walking a few too many guys, but he's been good. And then Brebbia's been like pretty rough. I wanted to keep around just because his ratings are good, and he's actually making like kind of money, and he's still in arbitration, still controllable. So yeah, he'll be around. We'll see what happens. He could be a guy on the outs, and then Carlos Martinez just came up. He's been fine, like whatever. He's just my long man. The reason that I cut in here was because it's time to sign international free agents. So you see these three guys have the 80 potential overall. When I go in here, this guy, not a catcher, can't play the field. Like, he's a really good hitter, don't get me wrong, but definitely like not like a blue chipper. This guy, again, like probably a DH on my team, can't play the infield, but I mean, fantastic bat. He's a spray hitter, fly ball, that's awesome. And he's a lefty. We have Luis Morales, who could probably actually catch. The arm's not quite there, so I probably wouldn't catch him. And I guess he could play like the corners, I guess. But yeah, none of these guys are like really blue chippers. Then I go down to this guy, Min-Sub Choi. Like, wow, this guy could like probably pitch in like AA right now. So I know it's difficult to sign these guys in this version of the game, or this year's version. But like a fastball, curveball, slider, splitter, like this guy could be a legit like 3 starter, maybe a 2. Like, he's 18 years old already, and with these ratings, like, yeah. So the rest of these guys are like, they're fine. Like, that's a second baseman. Like, I'm fine with it. So I think I'm gonna go offer a contract to Choi. I don't know if I'm gonna get, and I actually don't even have enough money. So, let me see. I might pass on the overall international free agent signing this year. I mean, that guy, I would love to have him. Don't get me wrong. Do I have any contracts I can dump? Honestly, Peterson. Like, this isn't a bad guy to see if I can dump his contract. He's a free agent at the end of the year. Someone could take a risk on him. I really don't need him. So, yeah, it's only going to be Hunter Dozier, who already makes money, and then Cole Calhoun, who also makes some money. Let's see if I can get a prospect package. I doubt it. Yeah, so Peterson's going to be, like, untradeable at this point. Crawford, yeah, I mean, these guys, I doubt I can trade. Wouldn't want to trade Longoria anyway. I mean, he's been one of my best hitters. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we will have to miss out this year on the international free agents, although that guy looked really good. So our draft budget and draft slot amounts are still fine. I guess I could still sign some guys, but I just can't offer this guy the max. I probably wouldn't get him anyway, quite frankly, because when these guys have this high demand like this, someone will usually match it, and they'll like the other offer better. So that's fine. Like, whatever. We'll deal with it. Maybe we sign this guy. Like, it's not a horrible player. He's only 16. There's room to grow. And may as well use it. They have this money allotted anyway. $3 million to him. Okay, so that's part 1 of the episode, and next one we'll probably skip to the amateur draft, and we'll pick up from there. So we'll be right back. We're back. It is time for the first year player draft, but really quick, we made another trade, smaller one again, but Jarlin Garcia, who, man, this has just not worked out at all. He was really good last year. But I mean, he keeps giving up home runs, so I mean, he's worth -1 WAR, -1.2 R WAR. So I couldn't keep throwing him out there. So I wound up flipping him for 32-year-old Aaron Brooks, who was making less, about $1 million less, so he saved us a little money there. Also, it's been really good for St. Louis. However, I acquired him, and I saw the 2 option years. I was like, cool, I can send him down to AAA, whatever. But he's already been optioned 6 times already somehow by the Cardinals. I don't know what they were doing. He only made 5 appearances down in AAA, so they probably sent him down for an appearance, called him up, and then sent him back down for an appearance. I don't know. Anyway, I kind of got screwed at that. I can't send him down. So he's going to be chilling in my bullpen for a little bit until we figure out what to do. Because we have Carlos Martinez here, who's been really good. He can be optioned down, I guess. Yeah, he could be optioned. But he's been really good in 11 innings, so I'm not ready to do that yet. So we'll ride with this. We don't have a lefty in here besides McGee, who's our closer. We do have plenty of lefties in the rotation, but yeah, that's just a small trade I made. I don't think I did anything else really, but it's time for the first-year player draft. I like this option, but I'm not going to do that because I want to make my own picks here. So top players, you can see them here. Jackson Holliday went number 1 overall in real life, obviously. Cam Collier, Drew Jones. Wow. 75 range. That's crazy. Okay, so I don't pick until 30. What is it? It's not 30, is it? I guess it is 30. Okay. So I don't pick till 30. I thought the Mets had 2 picks, but I guess they do, but someone lost their pick, whatever. Anyway, let's see what Baltimore takes here. Drew Jones, good pick. Yeah, I mean, the bat doesn't have the highest of upsides. I mean, he'll be like a good 110 to 115 WRC plus guy, but that defense brings him up, and yeah, that's an excellent pick. He could be a future Hall of Famer. Cam Collier, the high school back, goes number 2. Interesting. Kevin Parada, who, God, is not a catcher, taking number 3 overall. I mean, the bat's good, so I guess there's a floor there. Tamar Johnson, the defense is not quite there. Not a shortstop, hardly a second baseman in my opinion, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna auto draft until my pick now. I'll go through this first pick on camera, but I'll do the rest of the draft off because it takes a while, and I like to make all the picks for myself. So, Bo Sylvester, not a catcher. Cutter Coffee, interesting name. Not really an interesting player though. Mason Neville, this is a good defensive corner outfielder, can fake it in center. Not really developed at all. Decent player. This is a nice bat. Catcher, 21 years old, college guy. Not really developed for a almost 22-year-old. Interesting guy, but not really sure. Judd Fabian, not really a center fielder, not going to hit I'd want him to. Ground ball hitter, Matt Gupton, quick. Guzman, ooh, this guy's interesting. 18 years old, not horribly developed for an 18-year-old. Got plenty of excellent traits. The catcher ability isn't horrible. 60 is passable if this bat comes along, and the arm's really good. Not like that matters a ton, but so Guzman looks like a nice player. I would take him. Luke Heyman, not really the catcher ability. Brock Jones is a corner guy. Seth Keller, Oh. Chris Newell. I guess I could just do this. This would probably be easier to look at. Interesting player here. Caleb Brickett's only a first baseman. Jordan Sprinkle. Carter Young, nice glove. Not a horrible bat. So, yeah, I mean, not a ton here. These are some solid. Ooh, Justin Crawford. This guy's interesting. 70 range out there. Decent bat. Lefty. Really good speed. Spray hitter, not a ground ball hitter. I mean, there's a lot of bust potential there. But that could be a guy for the second round. Oh. Let's go back in here. Okay, so I wasn't looking at all players. Andrew Walters, that's an excellent reliever. The guy could pitch in the majors right now. Cade Horton. That's a really good, really nice pitcher. 20 years old, almost 21. Can actually hit a little bit, too, it looks like. Oh, that's not a bad hitter. Wow. 4 pitches. The changeup's actually developed, too. The control is not really there. Cade Horton, that's a hell of a player right there. Zach Maxwell, that's a... Where's he from? Oh. Ben Joyce. 3 pitch guys. Ooh, this guy's not bad. Oh, wow. Wow, he has a lot more two-way potential than the other guy, too. He's 18. He's this developed. Holy crap. If that movement... Wow, okay. I mean, this guy's 6'1". I mean, not really the build you want. 55 stamina. So really, Owen Murphy looks like a really good pickup. That's a 3-pitch guy. Not a huge fan. A lot of good pitchers here. Wow. I got this guy, Nick Duggan, also a really nice arm. So looks like the pitchers are definitely stronger than the hitters, which is good for me because I can't develop pitchers that well in this game. At least starters. So like, wow, okay, there's a lot of nice arms here. I really like the 18-year-old that's like really far along in the development process. This guy is too. The changeup probably won't get there though. Wow, okay, so I could probably get a couple of these guys, honestly. If all falls the right way. I think it was Owen Murphy, 18 years old, and the OSA loves him. Like 80 potential. Wow. What's his? Yeah, he's probably gonna have a high demand, I'd imagine. Oh, wow, slot too. Holy shit. And like he has some hitting, potential. He could like play first base, corner outfield maybe. Wow, yeah, I'm gonna go Owen Murphy. I think like Cade Horton, really nice pitcher, but he's 21, control problems. Owen's almost 19, already has better control. The movement's not really there, but I play in a pitcher-friendly park, so not too concerned about that. So Owen Murphy, I'm going to draft him. I might be able to get him for under that 3.3. I'll draft him and then offer that after. Let's go to the next pick. So looks like a lot of guys already came off the board, but still some guys I was probably looking at. This guy could be a reliever right now. TJ Brock. Nick Duggan. I think I was looking at him earlier. I mean, he could probably maybe be a 4-pitch guy. 6 feet, 190. Not like a huge guy. Wow, I might not draft him just because of his name. I don't know how to. Dukovachik the fourth. Pete Hansen. Not a bad pitcher here. This guy could probably be in my rotation right now. Gabriel Hughes. Yeah, so a lot of good arms. Michael Kennedy. This guy was a beast in one of my saves. I like this guy's like 5-pitch output. Not developed at all, but okay. Got to come back to. Worst case, this guy's a reliever. Okay, I'm going to pause it here. Because it's probably getting boring, so I'll cut back after the draft, and I'll let you guys know who I drafted. All right, everyone, we are back with the draft results here. Let's go through really quick. First round pick, we saw this one, Owen Murphy. 4-pitch guy. Scouting report says he could fit comfortably in the middle of big league rotation. So that's pretty good for getting him at the 30th overall pick. I mean, still a lot of room to grow. Also a lot of room to bust. These pitchers usually do, but he also has this little hitting profile too, which the OSA loves. So I think Owen Murphy was a fantastic pick. We got Brady Jones in the second round, another 4-pitch guy, this time an 18-year-old, 60 stuff potential. Says back rotation potential, so that's pretty good for a second-round pick. Not going to get these out-of-the-park players. Cutter Coffee, I made fun of his name, but I wound up taking him in the third round here. The range isn't bad. I mean, this guy's a really, really good second baseman, and like the hitting's pretty good. The avoid Ks worries me a bit, but overall, high school bat in the third round. Wound up taking this guy, Cannon Pebbles. I looked at his OSA projections. I mean, that 80, even if this meets in the middle with like a 60, 65 eye, this guy could be a legit player. I know he's a ground ball hitter, worries me a bit, but he can also play like a good corner outfield and like a respectable infield. So overall, Cannon Pebbles, solid acquisition in the fourth round here. I found this guy, Merrick Houston, down a little bit lower in the overall or the potential ratings here. Ground ball hitter, not great, but same story, like good eye potential, like solid hitting. The defense doesn't really play too well. He could play a corner okay in the outfield. 5th round pick, not bad, I don't think. We took C.J. Culpepper in the 6th round. Another 4-pitch guy, 20 years old. Our scouting report says he could pitch his way into a back end of the rotation, as long as he gets that control under control. We want to take in Rene Ramirez in the 7th round. I mean, at this point, you're kind of just hoping you find a right diamond in the rough. Didn't have bad personality. Like, these hitting ratings are pretty solid. He could be a bench guy, so that's not bad. Dakota Jordan we took in the 8th round. I love this power potential. If it meets in the middle of the OSA. Fly ball hitter. Love that. Good work ethic. They're saying he might force his way into the lineup. Whatever. 8th round. We're throwing darts. Took this guy, Wade Meckler, 22-year-old. I liked the hitting profile potential. I know the 30 home run power at 22, not likely to come along. But I've seen weirder things in this game. Could also play some infield as well. We took this guy away. It was the same guy. Matthew Hoskins we took in the 10th round. This is probably the most interesting player we took in the later rounds of the draft. 3-pitch guy. Like, this guy can easily be a reliever. He throws pretty decently hard. I went into his batting. Like, he can hit too a little bit, so we'll see. We'll see what Matt Hoskins can turn into. Took T.J. Brock, who was just sitting there, and there was no one that really caught my eye too much. 22-year-old, almost 23, reliever in the 11th round. I mean, he gets his control up to 35. Man, this guy could be a lockdown, like, multi-inning reliever. So we took him in the 11th round. I think it's a decent spot for a really good reliever. Hunter Barco, another guy who has maybe starter potential. He's a side armor. Interesting angle from the left side. His splits aren't too apparent yet. Like, this guy, we put him in the relief role, and stuff plays up pretty well. So this could be an interesting piece moving forward. To Carson Applegate, I just started taking good high. This guy was just sitting there, and I was like, okay, he'll take him in the 13th round. There wasn't any attachment for a demand or anything, so we took Carson Applegate. Could be a solid player. Ray Bermudez, same story, corner outfielder, sure, but this batting profile isn't bad. Pretty solid all around, spray hitter. Took R.J. Mayer, 80 range. Yeah, even if he becomes you just get this up a little bit, you could be a good bench bat, defensive replacement. Doesn't have any speed, which is interesting. I don't know where he gets the 80 range, but then we took Joquan Smith, 70 range. Not a horrible hitter, upside wise. Took this guy, Nick Castantakos. God, I definitely butchered that. This is a weird player because the OSA really does not like him. You go into my scout really likes him. So he's 25, which is really interesting. He's he's a redshirt senior. So he's 25 years old. He's gonna head probably right up to AA or AAA. We took Mason Murdock, good reliever potential here. I don't hate it. Yeah, I mean, if he gets that up, if he starts developing this a little bit, I think he'd be a good reliever for us. To this guy, Zach Senwich, in the 19th round. Same thing, good, high school arm to take a risk on. We took this guy, Elliot Carney, 24 years old. He was also a red shirt senior. Good work ethic, and, good filler in the organization. So, overall, we took a pretty good mix of hitters and pitchers. I think we probably took maybe a pitcher more. I'm not really sure. It's pretty close to even though. So back to the team. We were up in first place for a little bit, and then the Padres actually pulled away. Wow, Tatis is back. That's really cool. Wow, Machado is absolutely wrecking. That's good to say. Apparently, this guy Esteury Ruiz is having an awesome season. That's cool to say. Padres are running away with the division. We're pretty close, but our team is not really complete. So the trade deadline's approaching in about 3 weeks. Not even 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks. Dodgers are right on our tail. Right now, we secure the first wild card, but it's close. Like St. Louis, Nationals, somehow the Phillies. All these teams are right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams for 2 spots. Looks like it's going to be, which is pretty accurate to real life. The Mets have been horrible. I don't know what happened with them. Looks like they just have not hit for any power. Wow. DeGrom's been not good since he came back. For some reason, Travis Janikowski is leading off for them, but I digress. We're probably going to trade up to this, to the trade deadline and see where to go from there. I think we're going to be buyers, but I don't really want to mortgage the future or anything. Also, an update on our top prospects. I called up Marco Luciano to AA, and he's really struggled. I'm going to keep him there for a bit, see how he adjusts. I just moved him to right field. Trying to get his ratings up a little bit around the diamond. So, hopefully he recovers. I don't love to see that, but it is what it is. I'm not going to send him down now. We got Luis Matos, who has played about a half a season. I'm actually going to call him up right now because he's proven he can hit down there. So, yeah, it's not like he has a crazy BABIP or anything. He's just hit. So, good for him. Kyle Harrison, our other top prospect. He got a little stuff. Pretty much all the stuff went up in the last scouting report. So he's given up a few home runs. This hasn't been perfect, but he's been better of late. I'm limiting everyone down AA or high A to about 80 pitches a game, I think. So let's check in our other prospects actually really quick. We have Heliot Ramos, who's been in AAA. Hitting pretty well, really well, but the offensive environment's so strange down there that he might hit 42 home runs and be a below average hitter. Maliski, he's been in single A, really, really solid. The control has not gotten there, but worst case, he's going to be a reliever. Not too concerned. Brett Auerbach, he looks like he's moved up the prospect rankings a bit with his season he's had. He's been awesome in AA. He could get a call up to AAA very, very soon. He's played all over the diamond. This is great to see. He's actually held his own in center field as well. Looks like he wants to be playing in the majors, which is interesting. I could definitely see him actually making an appearance in the majors this year. Ryan Murphy, he's been really good in AA. He's just he's young. I'm not gonna rush him up. He barely pitched in high A. I kind of rushed him up to AAA to start the year, and he's checked all the boxes. So Ryan Murphy could definitely make an appearance. Ortega, he's been single A, and he's been really good. So 19-year-old holding his own down there. And Patrick Bailey, he's been in AA, hitting really damn well. He'll probably be up in AAA very, very soon. Other guys, we made this trade. We acquired J.P. Sears from the Yankees for Nick Gordon. I had a roster crunch. Again, I knew this was going to happen. I kind of foreshadowed in the last episode those would be between him and Estrada for that last infield spot. And Nick Gordon really, really slumped, and he had a little bit more value, I think. So I wound up flipping him just for J.P. Sears, lefty. This dude can definitely play up as a reliever. Let's see, actually, yeah. So he'll probably he'll be up very soon. With the whole Aaron Brooks debacle, that needs to be resolved still, but. Yeah, he'll probably be the first guy up when that eventually comes to fruition and all that stuff's figured out. So yeah, those are our top guys, I guess. I guess I can look back here at anyone else. Gregory Santos, I was excited about him, and yeah, he's pitched really well in AAA, so he could definitely be up sooner rather than later. Looks like this guy Hunter Bishop has been absolutely destroying high A. He's 24 years old. He shouldn't be down there. That was a mistake on my part. Oh, no, it wasn't. He really hasn't played any A-ball. He really hasn't played any. Yeah, he hasn't really played at all. Wow. 24-year-old, he'll definitely be up. I'm going to actually promote him to AA right now because he should. Yeah, he he passed the test of high A. So we can move on to the next chapter, and then I'll go through and do these all manually on the side. Wow, so we have a lot of catchers who are hitting. Holy crap! Okay, I'm gonna stop it here, and then I'll be back in a minute with the new update. So we'll be back. All right, we are back. Quick update. We have reached the All-Star game. The Giants sit at 49-41. We haven't made any big moves yet. We still hold that first wild card spot over this flurry of teams. So, All-Star teams. Let's see who we got here. I haven't looked at this yet. Looks like San Francisco. We got Alex Wood, who won an 11 straight quality starts, which you love to see that. Apparently, Aaron Brooks made the All-Star team. He has not made an appearance for me yet, which is interesting, to say the least, because he's been on my roster for quite a while. Apparently, he made the All-Star team, so that's cool. We have 2 All-Stars there. Looking down, doesn't look like we have any hitters. Not surprising. None of these guys really have stood out this year as, like, a star player. Yastrzemski's been good, but, like, a 107 WRC plus and, like, 2 WAR. Not the game-changing talent we were looking for, but well, I wasn't expecting that, really. Like, this is how the Giants are built. Like, I understand that. So you play with the cards that you've been dealt. So let's go and see if we can add anyone here. I haven't looked at the trading block yet, so this is my first look. Joey Gallo. It's been I don't want him on my team, to be honest. Colton Wong could fill a hole at second base that we kind of have. I wonder what they'd actually want for. I don't have any money either, so that really complicates things in terms of being buyers. I don't even know if we can be buyers. I mean, Jeff McNeil, we could actually probably make a trade for him. He's not making a ton of money. That'd probably take giving up. Okay, so who makes actual money here? I mean, I'd probably have to add in Jock Peterson to any trade just to make the money work, but no one wants Jock Peterson with good reason. Although he's heated up a bit. I think he hasn't been completely unusable. Still, like, pretty bad player overall. I mean, Darren Ruff's making money. Could we possibly package him in somewhere? I mean, not for Jeff McNeil. This is probably just a non-starter. Although, they're kind of interested. Tyro Estrada kind of could get him to bite, which I'm not opposed to that. But let me look at the rest of the trading block before I jump on Jeff McNeil, of all people. Brandon Nimmo, probably even a better fit. He could easily slide into left field for Jock Peterson. He's a free agent after the year, so it's not a long-term risk. He'd basically take over for Jock Peterson. There's like a way better version of him. A guy who gets on base. He can bat leadoff for me any day. Hasn't played well this year, but no one on the Mets has, so I'm not going to take that too much into account. Besides that, we have like a guy like Michael Brantley. Don't hate it. I mean, this, but we kind of need like a big slugger, even like a CJ Crone. Like, this guy can plug right in. What are our deficiencies here? I mean, we're really bad on offense all around, especially like batting average, I guess. Overall, like contact, I mean, 11th in home runs, like, yeah, it's bad, but we can deal with that. Also, Jake McGee's kind of imploded the last couple of games. So his ERA is way up if you see that. I'm going to keep him in the closer role for now. Hopefully he can recover from that, but Duvall has been great, and Rogers has been good too. And it'd probably be like Littell that would slide into the closer role. But I'm not really sure yet. Everyone else in the bullpen's been really good though. Carlos Martinez has been a big surprise. So, my point on that was I don't really need bullpen help. I don't really need starter help. If one of these guys goes down, like Aaron Brooks or Carlos Martinez can slide in. Desclafani's been really bad. I mean, these last 2 starts have completely blown his ERA out of proportion. Like, he's not actually that bad of a pitcher. I don't know what's happening with him, but I'm going to hold out. This is a weird development. Tyler Anderson went back to the Pirates who he played with a couple of years ago, I believe. In 2021. It was last year. The Dodgers just released him. It's because they have too many guys, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, you couldn't find a spot to keep Tyler Anderson. Just seems a little weird. But he's on the trade block now. I could actually have gotten him for, nothing. Let's see if that's still true. Yeah, so I can pretty much get him for nothing. Like Aaron Brooks will do it. But it seems a little cheesy to me. I don't know. I guess they would make that trade. Like the Pirates don't really have anything to lose. Like they're getting a controllable arm. I don't know. Let's do only hitters. Only hitters here. A guy like JD Martinez would fit in perfectly. He's basically a better version of Darren Ruff. Can't play the field, which Ruff can a little bit. On the last year of his deal. Wonder what it would take to get him. I would have to get the Sox to retain all of his contract. Or at least like a good majority of it. Oh, God, so I can get him for nothing. So JD, it's definitely like a really good trade. I would actually give up something for him because I don't want to throw in like freaking Jacob Junis and like just make it cheesy. So I'll give him like an actual like something player, like maybe this guy. Like an interesting arm that I don't need. 28 years old. Or maybe something like a lower level player like Adkins. But I can do this off screen. It's not a big deal. But I just want to look through the rest of the wire. I got like a guy like Interbenintendi could slide into a corner spot. So what are our needs here? What can we upgrade? This is really something I want to look at. So the corners have been solid. Well, Yastrzemski's been solid. Peterson has not been. Like, this is not going to cut it. I know he's been getting better, but I can't wait. Like, our window's open this year. Like, we can come in second in this division. We can get that second wild card, whatever. We can make some noise with our rotation. But as of now, this lineup is not going to cut it. Slater's been good. I don't mind the center field platoon. Like, they both play good defense. They've both been like almost league average hitters between the two of them. They both play good defense. So really, it's going to be left field. Longoria's been solid over there at third. I don't think I have to make any moves for that. Crawford's been fine. Lestella's been fine. It's like, this is what the Giants are. Like, they're just like, everyone's good. Like, everyone's really solid. But the collection of the individual players are less than the sum of its parts, I guess, because we're one of the least effective offenses in the league. I guess Darren Ruff would be someone I could look to flip. He's due for a big raise in arbitration, and I don't want to pay him $5.5 million. And I have a feeling no one else is going to want to either, so I'll shop him around, but I doubt we get anyone to bite. I don't think anything actual, like an actual player here. But I mean, there are some actual offers. Okay, I may have underestimated his value. Rafael Marchand is a nice like third catcher. Bring Johnny Cueto back to the Bay. Be cool. Lane Thomas, that's interesting. They're looking to trade him. He's really good with Washington when he went over last year. Honestly, Lane Thomas for Darren Ruff, that seems like a good deal. The Nationals are surprisingly in contention, but I don't know. It doesn't seem realistic to deal one of our players to a contending team that we're fighting against here. Well, I'll probably look for trades off camera, and then I'll come back when I have some, and then so I'll do that, and I'll be right back. So we're back on episode 2 here. Didn't make the flashiest of acquisitions here at the deadline, but definitely we played with what we could, considering we have no budget room to work with. So we decided to keep Jock Peterson around. I mean, he's starting to come around with the bat. Excuse me. So I'm going to give him a chance. He's playing exclusively against righties right now. He was so bad against lefties. That dragged his season down quite a bit, so he's not hitting it. He's not playing against lefties at all. We did bring in JD Martinez, who's been wrecking with us, playing, he's batting third in our lineup every day. 11 games. He's been awesome. He's actually played 4 games in the outfield because I ran into this problem where I don't have enough outfielders against lefties. I could put Flores at second maybe, but and put LaStella at third. Put LaStella in the outfield, sorry. And then throw Martinez at DH, but Martinez isn't that bad, and there's small left field and this ballpark. What the hell is this ballpark called anyway? Oracle Park. There you go. So yeah, the left field's pretty small. Right field and that corner I'm more concerned about. So I could put Martinez. I could kind of hide him in left for now, I think. So yeah, that's about it. That's all we did with the lineup. Made the one addition. We traded away Darren Ruff for. Let me look at the transaction log here. Transaction log here. Okay, so we made a couple trades. So, where can we go? Okay, so as soon as we got Martinez, we flipped Ruff to the Cubs because he's a little redundant, not quite the player. And we received Glenn Otto in return, who he's gonna go up to AAA. He's gonna be a reliever for me. Oops, wow. Yeah, he'll be a reliever. We'll see how he does. But pretty much getting anything we can for Darren Ruff. He's up for that big increase in arbitration, so figured I'd get what I can for him. And the return for the Martinez, sorry, I didn't even mention this. We gave him Logan Wyatt. I could have given him like some 30-year-old has-been, but I figured I'd give him at least an interesting player. Like, there's a world where Logan Wyatt works out, but yeah, I mean, they're not getting much there, I guess. Then we wound up trading Tristan Beck, who was in our AAA roster. He was not playing well this year. Wound up flipping him to the Marlins for Steve Okert. Fill the lefty. Basically, we haven't had a lefty in our bullpen since our two mainstays there were completely disastrous. So Okert's going to step in as our main lefty. We didn't give up much for him, so that works for me. And then to clear that space on the team, we traded John Brebbia, who I love his ratings, but he was not putting it together for us. His FIP was high. We wound up getting this guy, Ethan Linlau, for him. Interesting 23-year-old, almost 24-year-old. Could be a starter. He's going to go and play in AA for now and set him there. Oops. We wound up getting $3 million with that. Also, in this Okert deal, we got $1.5 million in cash. So overall, we got $4.5 million. Didn't take on any contracts, so financially we did pretty well, and I think we added to the team quite a bit. So nothing too flashy. I don't usually like to make the flashy moves. I mean, our team's been good. Let's ride with the guys we got and see if we can win with house money here, essentially. So Martinez will slot in to a middle relief role now. He's been excellent for us. Then that puts Okert there as well. Hasn't pitched much for the Marlins this year, it looks like. He's actually been down in the minors. That's interesting. And then we got Littell. I decided to keep Leon just because, I mean, his peripherals were a little better. And I generally trust him a little bit more. He's also a free agent after the year, so I'm not taking, like, with Brebbia, I would have had to pay him arbitration. So Leon's like a low risk guy pretty much. And then I kept Aaron Brooks. He made the All-Star team, so I mean I'll keep him around for a little bit. He hasn't been bad in his first 2 appearances. So yeah, trade deadline we will pass it, and we win against Chicago. So JD Martinez actually got Player of the Week. That's cool. That's it. This will wrap up episode 2 of the San Francisco Giants playthrough here in Out of the Park Baseball 23. Hope to catch you in episode 3. We'll see it.